Once more, my name is Ahmed and I will be your host for today's webinar. I'm the supervisor of the limited team. In today's webinar, we'll be going over our IR35 fee payer service through Giant Business Connect. If you have any questions, you can send them in the Q&A section or just in the general chat, and I will reply accordingly. An overview of what we'll be discussing today, we'll be going over the contractual relationship, what's the process of you getting paid, how to access your remittances, the tax code and what you'll be placed on, invoicing, VAT and expenses, pension and P60, how to contact us, and a summary at the end. The contractual relationship, this basically works that there is a contract of services between the hirer and the agency, and there is a contract of services between the agency and Giant IR35 fee payer, which is Giant Business Connect, and then there is another contract of service between Giant and your limited company. If your hirer decides that your contract will fall inside IR35, you will still be allowed to take this contract through your limited company, providing that appropriate employer deductions and employee deductions are deducted at source, meaning that your payments will have to go through a fee payer, which is in this case will be Giant, to make the IR35 fee. Giant will enter a new contract with your limited company at a lower rate to enable us to make the deductions. These deductions basically are the margin, your employer's national insurance, and apprenticeship levy. After this, we will get the contract rate, which will show on your remittances. And this rate is the rate that when you receive these payments, these payments will be subject to PAYE tax and employee NI. These deductions are governed by the off-payroll worker legislation. Keeping your limited company has lots of benefits. So it allows you both to use it for inside IR35 work as well as outside IR35 work. Will save you the hassle of looking after the inside IR35 work corporation tax, because this work is already taxed by the fee payer. So when you receive these payments will not be subject to corporation tax. You'll be able to, as well, if your company is VAT registered, you'll be able to receive, import, and process output VAT. The process for you to get paid, when and how often. So it's important that you submit your timesheets directly with your agency by their deadline. This is not something that will be done with us. So when you're submitting your timesheets, you'll just do it straight away with your client or your agency. This timesheet will then be approved, processed, and sent to us electronically on a schedule. Depending on your agency, if they send it to us monthly, they will be paying us monthly, and you will be receiving your payments monthly. If they send it us every week, you will be receiving your pay every week. Just to let you know, any payment file that we receive and process, you will be paid the next working day. So at any point we receive the file and we receive the funds, we will process your payment the next working day. We will pay your limited company in line with the frequency your agency pays us, and you will receive useful SMS payroll alerts. If you choose to activate them, you can also choose to change them to email alerts if you prefer. There are multiple ones on your account. If you're unable to change them yourself, you can use the live chat on how to, or send us a message with which alerts you'd like to have on and on by email or SMS or both, and we can update this for you on your account. We'll provide you with a remittance each time you are paid with a useful breakdown. We'll have a look at the remittance and how it looks like in a moment, but this will be uploaded to your portal every time you receive a payment on the same day that you are receiving the payment. We'll download it as a PDF document from the portal at any time. So to access your remittance, you will log into your portal. You will see on the left-hand side, there is that long menu where it will say message or feedback, your data, home, logout, help. You will click on your data. This will open up a page where you will see these blue buttons here at the top. These are the different functions on your account. So other documents, for example, is where you attach documents to us, like sending us your insurance documents or something that will be done there. Assignment is be the page where you can view and look at your contracts, request P45 if your contract is finished and you'll no longer be taken on more inside out if I work with that client. You can request a P45 from us. I would recommend that definitely request a P45 within the same tax year that your contract was in, as if you wait after the tax year is over, the P45 will issued without any details on it. So it would be best if you request at the same tax year. You also have the button here, remittance, which is the one that we're looking at to find. Once you click on remittance, you will be taken to a page where you will have your P60s issued there, as well as your remittances for each payment. As you can see, there is a button here next to each remittance, view remittance. So if you click on that, this individual remittance will download as a PDF file. In terms of the P60s, it would be a line at the top saying P60 to 5th of April and then the year. And you will click on that button and it will download as a PDF as well. Your remittance and how it looks like. As you can see here, the image of a remittance, it will have your details, your company name, address. It will, on the other side, it will have our details, and then it will have a summary of important information, as in the tax point, the invoice date, tax code, as well as the PL number. The PL basically for purchase ledger number of the invoice. It will have your contractor number here, as well as your contractor name, this unique reference number for your account. All figures that will be shown in pounds, so it will explain the currency. It will explain your rate here, as you can see, the number of units you're being paid, what the units multiplied the rate amount to. Any payments that are deductions, you will see them between brackets rather than with a negative sign. So just be aware that brackets indicate that this is a deduction. As you can see here, the tax code that was processed for the first payment was BR, which is basic rate tax code. We'll get to that in a moment. See if you are VAT registered, we'll have your VAT details here if you provided them to us, and will be charging VAT for you. As you can see, it's added there. Also, there is a summary of the remittance at the bottom, confirming what the net total is, what the VAT calculated as, and what the invoice total will be. If there are any additional payments that we made to you that we need to deduct, will be included in, like, for example, less advances. That would be like if we made you an advance payment, or, for example, if you had an overpayment, for example. We received a 5-day timesheet instead of 4, and then that got corrected. You will see that this correction showing here in the description will show the deduction, will reflect that in the net payable. If this wasn't deducted same time and you had like a negative remittance issued, this negative remittance would be claimed on the following remittance, and the value will be shown as less under the less advances section. Your bank details will be there at the bottom, as well the remittance number, and again the net payable once more. Regarding your tax code, so initially the first payment will be made under basic rate tax code, which is a 20% tax code rate. After then, HMRC will then send us a P6 or a P9, usually a P6, with your correct tax code that we should use. HMRC will send us this. Once received, we will be able to see like the effective date of the tax code and apply it for any payroll we process to you from that effective date onwards. Can we pay salary to another individual other than yourself, that is not possible. Payments will only be made in respect to yourself, so it will be your name on on the remittances, and it will also be made into business bank accounts in the company name that we have on the portal. In terms of invoicing and VAT and expenses, do you need to issue Giant with invoice to be paid? No. All you need to do is submit your timesheets on time with your client, with your agency. We will receive them online once they're approved, and once received the payment, you will be paid the next working day. You don't need to issue us with any invoices. There is a self-billing agreement as part of your contract, and that self-billing agreement allows us to take this responsibility from you, and we will be doing the invoicing, and we will give you your remittance at the end. And that remittance basically represents you asking us to pay you for a certain amount of payment, basically hours or etc. What we received basically on your approved timesheets from your agency. Once we receive that, you receive it, you will just download it, and that will be your invoice. So you will not need to issue us with any invoicing. If you have any questions on that, please let us know at the end of the chat or by the portal. How does VAT work? If applicable, VAT is charged by you on at your contract rate. But as you are not the one who's doing invoices, so you will not be the one charging the VAT. It will be us charging it to ourselves on these invoices when we issue them, when we provide you with your remittance. The only way we can do that is by receiving your VAT certificate, so we can add these details onto your portal. That way, when we are generating payroll and generating invoices, as your VAT will be there, it will automatically charge VAT for you. But as you said, as I am saying, it is automatic, so it's your responsibility to let us know if you're VAT registered before we receive any of your timesheets. If you're aware that you'll be VAT registered or in the process of registering, but unaware of what is your effective VAT registration date, then please let us know so we can discuss this further. Alternatively, just provide us with your details as soon as possible so we can complete them on your account before we issue any invoices. So this way, your VAT and payments are all processed at the same time and correctly. Can you claim expenses? Sorry. One more point on VAT would be we cannot backdate VAT. So if you forgot or for whatever reason you didn't provide us with your VAT registration document in time before we processed an invoice for you, and that invoice was processed without VAT, we are unable to backdate the VAT there. Hopefully that never happens. So please make sure to provide us with VAT document in time to avoid this happening. Can I claim expenses? If the agency and the client agree to pay billable expenses, these will be paid to Giant, and we will pay them directly to you, to your limited company, and the same payroll as your time worked. So we will receive the timesheet. It will say £100 expense. We will then process the timesheet normal, and we'll process £100 expense. Just please note that if you are inside R35, all expenses will be deemed taxable, and then you will need to provide us with a expense reversal form where you provide us with the receipts of those expenses. And if they fit the criteria to be deemed non-billable expenses and non-taxable expenses, therefore we will readjust this payment and process your payment without expense deductions. Or basically the expenses will be paid to you as non-taxable expenses. And it will be stated like that on your remittance as well. So if you're ever showing that remittance to HMRC or your account for any reason, it will be stated on the remittance that this expense is non-taxable. However, remember that this only happens after you get paid for their expense as a taxable expense and you provide us with the receipts on an expense reversal form. If you have business expenses purchased for your limited company that you want to process to reduce your tax liabilities, that will not be something that we can do for you. However, you can review this with your accountant to be processed as you were doing your tax account. In terms of pensions and P60, Can we make pension contributions for you? No, HMRC states that pension contributions are not an item to be processed by the fee payer. So we will not be enrolling you on auto pension enrollment or making pension contributions for you. Please note that as this is director of a limited company, the pension responsibilities will be remaining with you and your limited company. My recommendation here is that you will be able to arrange this with your accountant or directly with your pension provider. Will you provide me with a P60? We will, or at the end of the tax year. P60s are issued by the end of May. I would assume usually most of them are issued in the latter 2 weeks of May. So please, the deadline I believe is the end of May. So you will have all this time to issue them. Usually they're all issued before then, but if you didn't receive your P60, please be aware that it is issued latest by the end of May. P60s will include the deemed employment payments that we made to you, as well as tax and national insurance contributions made from them. Please note that this will not include the fee payer deductions that were applied at source, the ones that we discussed earlier, the employer national insurance giants margin, as well as apprenticeship levy. To speak with us, you can speak with us directly on live chat, even if you're not able to log into your account for whatever reason. If you received the message or your account is suspended, please speak with the administrator. Your password is not working. If your password is not working, you can use the program password function. But if that didn't work as well, you can just start a live chat with us. You will identify yourself to us on the live chat, and we will do some security questions, locate your account, and then be able to resolve the issue that's stopping you from logging into your account, as well as assist you with any questions or queries you have. Alternatively, you can send us a message. So on the left-hand side on the portal, it will say message, add the message. See that? Remember when we said that there would be like your data? This will be above your data, I believe. You will just click on add message. It will take you to this page here where it says there is a subject line, there is a body for the message, as well as there is a place to do add attachments. Confirm if it's like a technical issue or just like a payroll question or whatever it is. You can just like write to us what it is and attach any documents you'd like to provide us. You'll basically click choose file, choose the document, and then click attach afterwards. And then basically at the top there it says submit here. You just click on that submit and that message will be sent to us. A summary of what we've gone through. So the contractual relationship between us, your agency, and your limited company are all contract of services. These are not contract of employment. They are all contract of services. Payment will be 100% compliant with IR35 of payroll legislation. You will not need to raise any invoices yourselves. There is a self-billing agreement with Giant, and Giant will be billing itself directly. We pay you the next day, the next working day, via faster payment. Your remittance with a breakdown will be available on your portal every time we make a payment to you. All payments made into your business bank account, not anyone else's, not a personal bank account. It has to be the business bank account and the name of the company on the assignment. You will receive SMS payroll alerts. As advised, you can change these to email or have them alerts on both. If applicable, VAT is applied on the new contract rate with Giant. You can contact us using the message function or using the live chat. This basically provides a compliance solution that allows you to keep your limited company for both inside and outside IR35 work. Any questions?